Ну, что интересно, вот тут, глядя на драфт, я вот думал варианты, как поставить героев. Мне очень нравится вариант, при котором Мидван пойдет не в центр стоять на ОД, а пойдет стоять против Андерлорда, например. И при таком раскладе надо кому-то в центр.
Alright, let's get Alan back in. I know you want to hear his numbers, his words, his wise old voice. Alright, there we go.
Very good. Let's try this again.
Wonderful. Much better. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this is played. Man, now he's this type of guy. The way that Liquid usually plays this is you draft the early, the Broodmother, instead of late. But this is I'm going to be up in your face. And with the new layout to the jungle, it's going to be interesting, very interesting to see how he plays around this mid lane. Because it used to be, if you were winning your lane, you preferred to be on Radiant side because you got behind the tower and just absorbed this entire area.
Right. Now, I think the rotations are a little different, but I think with the addition of the extra high ground, I think Brood is going to be very, very well protected as that area.
Well, that's the thing. That's the fallback, right? You want to be in the Radiant, not in the Dire. That's the thing I'm thinking here.
I think you can do both. That's the thing. I think on both sides of the river, right? I think it's going to be, you can basically, as Brood, I think if you do it right, you can control a lot of the right side of the map from pretty early on. As long as your two offlaners are doing well, I think you can bring a lot of pressure.
I think you're right. When I'm looking at it as well, because of the way that the jungle is laid out now, it kind of makes it easy for Brood to transition to the tier 2 in the bot. Oh, yeah. Mind Control got hooked in here. Give me a lot of damage to the bashes. Puppy says there's trust in RNG. They won't be able to kill him, but they do a lot of damage to the Sand King.
Oops, what's that mean?
However, they didn't get the runes, so it's going to be 2 apiece.
He's got a decent amount. They should be okay.
Okay, I was a bit concerned. That was weird. I was like, wait, they forgot about the top bounty rune. The map UI is showing bounty rune still there. Did he get? No, because Pudge's bot. Where did it get hooked? They didn't get hooked. All right. Anyway, moving on. We are merely a crowdfunded game. So, where should we start? Should we look at this mid lane and how this is likely to play out?
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty tough on the OD. He should be able to do okay the first couple waves, just to do what you just saw. Banish the Brood and own the range creep. Getting got off to a good start.
It's how it accelerates as it goes on, though.
Still takes over if his micro is good, though.
Yeah, especially with the XP is the fact you have to consider. In fairness, though, OD, because he now has that slash damage on his Arcane Orb, he can actually get rid of the spiders relatively effectively.
That's true. Whereas before, you really only had to worry about dodging the damage from the Astral. He does have a built-in splash now. Good point.
I'm intrigued to see how that's actually going to play out now, because I think this is the first time we've cast OD. I haven't seen really any of it so far in the games I've seen professionally.
Yeah, it's certainly the first time that I've seen this lane patch.
Only so often you can draft a Broodmother, but you know, if you watch enough Liquid games, it tends to appear a lot, very regularly.
And Mid-One's crushing, by the way.
He is 11-4, and then look at Man 2-0. And look at the pain he feels.
I expected the first couple waves to be advantage OD, but I don't necessarily know that I expected it to be this bad. Yeah,
they got him. Yes, yeah. Zai's gonna go down. I kind of like what they've done here actually with this, because they know that they're going to be up against melee cores, so you have Firestorm plus Sandstorm. You actually can't approach the wave.
Those are pretty mana intensive, and so you're gonna see them have to figure out a regen solution.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. Look at that
no.
on the Pudge, man. He takes so much damage just from right clicks.
They decided against trying to go for the Firestorm is a little bit too tanky. But I think what I'm feeling might happen here is, are we going to approach the secret logic to supports and offlaners? Just share the farm, get soul rings on both, then spam spells. I mean, Mango's going to do it for a bit.
I mean, you know, the thing about it is, I'm not sure that it's going to end up being relevant in the bottom lane, because I think you got to do something about this mid lane here.
Absolutely. Hook.
Oh, that's
no,
a nice
I can't get it. He almost got it, but the melee creep got in the way. This is the frustration of Dota, right, folks? Everyone's like, you know, oh yeah, it's 5-on-5. No, it's not. You have to count the creeps because they're always working against you.
Yep.
I think you're right about this mid lane as well. The thing that I like observing mid one early on is when you saw him aggressing, he made sure he never used too many arcane orbs that he went below half mana, so that if he does get jumped by the spider army, he does enough damage still to just get rid of them.
Yep. It's about safety. It's also about just controlling the RNG just a little bit. Getting those Aurath procs.
Well, here's the good thing for Matumba Man, because he's on the dire side, he has easy access to that jungle.
That's old OD. I'm going to do that like a million times.
Yeah, so I went into a
million times being like, what's happening to his mana?
Yeah, I went into a pub and I'd done this as well. Like, my thing is, I'd forgotten the changing on Arcane Orb. So I was like, why am I doing no damage? And I was like, more mana you've got, more damage you do. As in, more mana left in the pool.
EH is going to be able to tether away, but taking a lot of damage from these. Nisha's got to be a little bit careful here. That's a homing missile.
It won't oh, they're going to kill. Ooh, that's close. He'll be fine, though. The missile wasn't close enough to interrupt the TP. I'll make this escape. They almost had enough damage there, actually. They just had the balls at the ready. Sadly, GH did not have time to get them out.
As it goes, though, that's decently efficient because it buys YapzOr a bit of time to be able to farm both these camps. Nisha's going to be back in lane. He might miss one.
He'll be fine about it, though, because at this rate, this mid-game is all in the hands of mid-1. Who's building a sizable lead.
It's going to be interesting, right, because at some point, mid-1 is going to need to contest the jungle. And that's where he's going to open himself.
Absolutely.
Matumbaman is saying, all right, fine, you know, you're giving me a hard time in lane, but I can farm incredibly efficiently and safely here.
And also, if you bring the right heroes, you can kill mid-1 pretty easily. For example, Sand King.
Absolutely. And the big thing in that calculus that you need to talk about is that mid-1 can't really take his tower when he goes and does this. That's one of the big weaknesses of OD as a hero. You know, OD can farm the lane fine, but he can't really put tower damage on. Only the top jungle GH is going to go down.
YapzOr as well in return. Now Nisha's here alone.
This is a funny matchup here. Nisha!
He'll be able to waveform away. He saves more than enough mana. Miracle will try and farm up the Eidolons though as GH arrives again. And double value gain. There is of course creep camp here.
Yeah, Nisha farming, falling behind in levels here. He's just hitting level 4 here, and that's the second time that he's had to back off the regen. This time he's able to use the shrine instead of the base.
And another big deal in that is that Miracle has just hit level 6. So with a little bit mana, the cooldowns can come out. They can find kills. Meanwhile, on bot lane, kills might happen here. Mind control. This is going to be a charge on him. Xylon HP doesn't care. Mid-1 arrives with the rotation off the back of the DD, and they find the core kill they were looking for.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Mid-1 really has to do that because he can't. And this is why I hate this hero. Like, I'll never pick this hero because he's just no threat to your tower, right? I mean, the Brood can do whatever he wants, but you have to be able to find something to make plays happen.
He's trying that right now. They see Matumba Man.
This is ballsy.
This is huge. They can do it with the DD, though. Can they keep vision long enough? No, they cannot. Close, but no cigar. He might have got that with Sandy's clips. No, he wouldn't have. It's only 2 points in the Arcane Orb.
And that's actually sort of nice timing, right? They recognize that they'd probably gone and shrine up and activated the shrine early on, so they don't have to worry about fighting on an active shrine.
While that's happening, there's action everywhere else. As Zai falls, and then in reflection, YapzOr falls in the top lane for the combination of the Io Gyro. So a lot of blood being spilt in different lanes. And the focus, no matter what you look at, always comes back to this mid lane for Secret. It's, like I said, mid-1, what can he do? You know, this isn't his typical Monkey King where he can be this type of hero that needs to go and find kills all the time but can do it quickly. He has to casually walk over.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that he's had such a huge advantage in the mid lane, but the net impact of all of that for Secret has been one bottom lane rotation that gets a not so important kill.
It will be interesting though because Liquid will eventually want Death.
Miracle top here, but he's going to be fine.
Instead, Niche is being pressured pretty hard here. As is the constant story at the moment by the looks of it. So my man, he is just going to sit in the jungle as long as possible. He's going to go for the defusal first, which is a sure shout against mid-1. But there is a concerning item being built on OD. And while that's happening, Zion, the top lane. He'll hook through, but it won't matter. He'll be able to find him. Niche trying to farm against this. Low on HP, gets stunned up, but does get the strength more off in time. Look at this, the rotation puppy. He says, you want to be on the tier 2s? Fine, I'll leave you there. Miracle goes down, Silence Eclipse to ensure it. GH trying to escape, but there's the Malphus. He isn't getting out here alive either. If you go with a gyro, you die with a gyro.
Yeah, that was really cute positioning by Nisha there as he backs off and uses his adaptive strike to push Miracle toward his own tier tower, knowing that the backup there is coming in from the Spirit Breaker. It's just a really minor little sidestep there, but it's heady positioning.
Speaking of the Spirit Breaker, yep, he times the charge. Kuroki gets hooked back down to half HP already, but the turnaround's going to be there. They're charged up the epicenter. Zai's already used the hook and he's not level 6. They're going to keep on chasing. They should have the damage to actually finish this off, but they don't have any one charge on Kuroki. The charge through Poppy, they're saving the day time and time again as Zai runs for his life. He just throw out the hook. He knows he's gone now, and they're just going to TP away. Kuroki says, thank you very much. See you later, former Master Poopa.
Is here.
Good old Uberlord. This is the true power of Underlord support. You just have to do that right. Nothing else matters.
All right, and mid one is finally setting up to damage a little bit this tier 1 tower, but then right on schedule, the Underlord TP's in, and that's one of the huge powers of Underlord. He is just such a fearsome defender of these tier 1 towers.
That's the thing. We used to see him as a core, and we often, when we see an Underlord, we see Rubik as a counter pick because he just steals the Firestorm, gets a lot of gold. This is a support having Firestorm. It's like no matter whether it's a Rubik or the actual Underlord itself, he's going to find gold, he's going to find XP, and he's going to shove well, but he might get shoved onto pretty hard here by mid one. Sadly, no Silence Eclipse though, so he'll just steal a little bit of it and back away.
Well, it's funny, right? Because it is technically a support Underlord, but you look at what he's getting from the 2 bracers. You look at the 16 strength and 12% magic resistance that he's getting from the 2 bracers. He's decently tanky. That's 1500 HP.
It should, however, be pointed out that no matter how much magic resistance he does build, the biggest threat is always going to be mid one because, of course, that Arcane Orb, it did get changed, but the pure damage element is still the same.
Absolutely.
The thing to be concerned about is, well, build what you want. The BKB is going to be an important thing, which Gyro will eventually get. It should be, yep, drums first, and actually, who's that? Who's got... Is that the completed diffusal? I think Matumban's close, but not completed yet. Yeah, he still needs to get the robe of the Magi. Where's this Corey go? All right. That's... Going to their secret shop is brave when you know that there's an Enigma in that jungle all the time. But it'll be fine.
Oh, that's why OD's so bad. They screwed up the math. Level 4 Arcane Orb, there's no way it should cost that much.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And now look at this. Speaking to the man himself, the Silence Eclipse Chief, another puppy interrupted on the charge by the pit. And actually, they can take your tier 1 now. And I don't see any reason why they don't necessarily, but they're reluctant to commit. They know there's no rush for them. They do have the Gyro IO combo. Yes, you're up against an Enigma, but the way this plays out is there's going to be too many targets for Secret to focus on at this rate.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's especially when the OD's down. Enigma. Oof.
He needs the black hole of his life.
This is not the level of farm that we're used to seeing from Yapzor. I mean, Arcane's Raindrop? Ouch.
He had to. He felt pressured very early. And Zai, on the prowl here, they used to scan.
Secret should try to contest here. They know. All right, no.
Wow, no, that is beautiful. GH, see what he done there? We'll go to it in a moment, because look, in the meantime, Underlord being jumped onto here, the pin down again. Puppy can never charge, he'll go for the Never Strike, bounces across the Miracle, but no, the blasting is they're gonna go on to it. Can they do enough here? Miracle's still alive, he's leading catch GH. He's gonna fight back and find another kill before falling himself. And now he says, okay, who's my new target? Master Kuroki, run them down with that bonus 100 damage and smash into the face of Yapzor.
Oh my god, Yapzor. So close to being an all-time play there, but just a little bit too much outside of Liquid. They just have that level advantage, and with Midwood going down so early into the fight, yikes. And Nisha is just, he's dead.
And it should be pointed out, not just because of what he done with the tether there, but if it wasn't for what GH done at the start of that fight, that doesn't even end up in a scenario where Team Secret feel like that, because they can get a hook for it. He pulled the Ancient Camp out before leaving, and then Gyro left afterwards, which meant Zai had no valid hook target.
It's almost like Flak when you're talking about aircraft defending about missiles, or chaff, like, right, leave that behind you, interfere with the hook.
Oh no, they're turning around. Kuroki, he says you thought you were fighting me, but still fight you. They actually use the Astral Prism to protect here, as Zai was getting low, but the man going back in, we'll be able to finish off a mid one. He has to keep on running, he's going to be chased onto the relocate in, they're going to find him. OD, this is why your win rate is in the gutter right now. Maybe in another 20 minutes you're hurt and you can sustain that mana, but right now, this is looking grim.
Well, there's just no way. I mean, you look at him and he had a great laning phase, but the thing, like, what, 200 mana, 8 orbs, and he's and that's just, and now that your damage actually decreases as your mana pool decreases, I just don't think the math works out on this hero.
Yeah, I think there will be some tweaks. You mentioned the 200 cost, especially on Arcane Orb.
I think level 4 Arcane needs to be like 150 at most. Or this hero is just going to... And the other... Again, part of it is also just the inherent problem with the hero. Like, OD is not a hero that can just go contest the enemy jungle by himself when his lane opponent just pieces out. And he can't pressure the tower.
I think the thing to look at is he's a single target focused hero. He's like a worse Slark right now, but especially seeing as the buff Slark got with Agi heroes being stronger and the permanent gains of Agi from kills. Where do you don't easily snowball? Is it constant snowball? Or you just pull off? Uh-oh.
They're really positioning themselves well around these.
They feel desperate about this, and desperation is going to show here. Zai goes down mid one. He did actually activate the equilibrium, so he's going to have to turn around a second because they're going to turn around on him. The stun through is going to be the cooldown as well. They leave OD behind. I say mid one.
Nice.
I ain't backing that play. Time for everyone indeed. It's Liquid. Just look at the money on their team right now. All of them are richer than 4 members of Secret. Now this rate will be 5. At this rate, I'm going to end up clicking the button to check if I've got the sort order between teams or individual. It gets worse as well, because look, Matumbaman, he's queued up the BKB now. You look at Gyrocopter. I mean, he's gone for the Sanj and Yasha because he's not actually feeling threatened. But eventually, once he just goes and doubles back to that BKB, Yamsor has to deliver everything to you.
And I mean, Nisha is just nowhere near being ready to come in and contribute to the game, and without that, you're left with an underwhelming hero right now. The level down, I'm thinking. Ugh.
Oof. Well, speaking of that Sand King himself, he does have that blink. He is gonna he's gonna grab you by the gonads. I think it's the way to kind of look at it. You can't be coy about this, especially seeing as your big black holes we were talking about. Well, Yapsor, he went for that blink dagger. This isn't a BKB first, so he can't just try and walk in. I
was just thinking about that. I think the argument for blink here is obvious, but I think the BKB might have been right. Just
mind control. Epicenter got channeled in time. No, they're going to try and turn around on, but it's so damn tanky. They arrive now. The cooldown's coming in. They need him away. Stanis clips on the back. So the mid one. He's been found alone. The black hole from Yamsor, but the Astral's been used. OD's not there to do the damage. Kuroki's going to live long enough. They'll turn around the mid one as well. They'll finally drop the Underlord, but they pay the price as Nisha is the only one left alive on the side of Secret.
Well, and he's just getting ignored in these fights. Like, he joins a little bit late, and he's just like, okay, I'll right-click a few people, but what's he really going to do?
Cute steal from him, by the way, because he did get the Sandstorm, of course. That's one thing. It's kind of the beauty when you get these changes and Morphlin gets picked, is you get to see the interactions like that. But he couldn't use it aggressively. It's literally just, thank God they don't have detection because they have no reason to have it right now. Look at this. Rose will be finished off. That DD now running out.
With a DD.
That was hidden a little bit there, but yes, it was indeed there for Miracle.
Yeah, there are a couple of the graphics in the patch that need to be fixed. Like, I think Chen's new thing looks exactly like in Power.
I think one thing I want to see, especially with runes, is I've kind of played about this for a while because of some of the aura effects and whatever. It'd be nice to just have like an icon above a person's head when they have a rune effect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would very much agree with that. Especially with like all the stuff coming out from all the particle effects coming out from cosmetics now. That thing I think needs to be absolutely differentiated.
They immediately jump on him like sharks on innocent people in the water. Now they jump in even deeper. Mid one's been seen. He will use the Astral Mind Control. He's gonna back away though. Mid one, he's almost dead. But Timmerman says, I smell blood. Let's go. He is definitely the shark here. Waveform away. They didn't want to play, and they lose another one. Side goes down. They're going to move in, looking on a Morphling. Nisha going to start to morph up into strength here. And Kuroki, you need to cancel it. Your team doesn't need to leave. He actually says, okay, we're going to go in deeper. We'll go for it. Nisha goes down. Puppy, they just dive the fountain and wipe the team. And they still haven't got tier 2s. This is the important part. The ping just came out. Oh my god, they're still going. Yapsor. Buyback from Zai, but buyback from Mind Control as well. He did go down to the fountain.
I mean, yeah, they have to. He was pissed. You know, last match he didn't get to kill anybody as Techies after he got his item. He's like, okay, we'll fix that.
I want a hero that I can go split push with, but then get involved in the fight. Unlike Techies, you pick a gyro with an IO, you can go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want, my child.
Yeah. And